the collector with me, Jays, forgot to say that. And yeah, on this video, a while back on the community section, I asked if you've got any questions, stick in the comments below and I'll answer them on an upcoming video. This is that upcoming video. A couple of other things to go over as well in this video, so be sure to stay tuned just in case you missed something. I mean, you don't have to stay tuned, but it'd be nice if you did. Okay, let's crack on. First of all, thank you to everyone who commented and everything else on the last video. I do apologise. Totally forgotten about I'll be honest, totally went out of my head. Completely forgotten about the 1/6 scale Arwen Weta piece. However, I couldn't really say too much, but I would still. This isn't me trying to get out of it. I would like to see that as a Masters collection piece. They did a much bigger scale Gollum. I think it was quarter scale. It'd be nice to see that in quarter scale. So I still think that would look incredible on a bigger scale, that scene. So, but yeah, to be honest with you, totally forgot. Thank you to all of you who jumped on it straight away, and corrected me on that. So anyway, I said I'd always admit when I'm wrong. I was wrong. There we go, admitted it. Let's crack on with these questions, and then let's see something else at the end to go over as well. Now, first one is from the Cheesecake, and he asked me what concept do I think Prime 1 are going to do with the remaining Fellowship characters, which they obviously haven't done yet, which is Sam, Merry, Pippin, and Gandalf. Okay, we're giving this one some thought. Now, I'm going to start with Sam. Anything beyond Sam versus Shelob, I don't care. Okay, I've done this so many times on so many videos in regards to Sam. I want Sam v Shelob, and I've thought long and hard about other things that they could do with him, and I just want to see that, and I know a lot of you do as well. So that's as much as I'm prepared to go on that, because anything other than that, I think they've missed a massive trick. Now, Merry and Pip, obviously they're going to be done together. They virtually always are, and I know a few people want to see Prime 1 basically copy what Weta did in regards to the Treebeard piece. Now, I don't think they'll do it, to be honest with you guys. I don't think they'll do it. Not because the Treebeard piece will be too big. I've kind of looked at my Bilbo down there, and I've sat him on the shoulder of my Terminator, my half-scale Terminator, and that's how big Treebeard would need to be. So we know they can make statues easily that big. I just don't think they do a blatant outright copy. Now, I've come up with two concepts I think they might approach. Now, the first one that jumped into my head was the very start of Return of the King, where they're sat on the wall at Orthanc after the battle, and enjoying the spoils of war there, so to speak. So I thought that would be really good, and I kind of championed that one. But then I thought that literally all of the other Fellowship that they have done thus far, even the Boromir image that we've seen, they're all in battle mode. They're all fighting. Even the Frodo piece with Gollum, sword drawn, the light of a loon, he's ready to fight, and we know he's about to have one. So that sort of made me think, and also going back to Boromir, might they go for where they both draw their swords and scream and go to try and defend Boromir as best they can? Might they do that concept so it would pair up with Boromir? I don't know, because you've kind of got Lurtz who will pair with Boromir anyway. So I don't know on that one. Personally, I would champion the wall at Orthanc scene. I think that might be a potential. They might split them up and do them separately, but my guess personally, I'll go for the wall at Orthanc. That's what I think. Gandalf, wow. I mean, will they do Gandalf the White? Will they do Gandalf the Grey? There's so many potentials. I know a lot of people want Gandalf on Shadowfax, the battlements of Minas Tirith. They might do that, but here's the thing for me. If they do the Mouth of Sauron, he will be on horseback. So do I think they're going to go down the road of doing basically conceptually two almost identical pieces, as in on horseback? I don't know. Obviously, I don't know. Obviously, I have no idea. So personally, I'm hoping that they do Mouth of Sauron, so I'm going to move away from Gandalf the White on Shadowfax. If they do Gandalf the White, I would want him on Shadowfax, definitely. But personally, I think Gandalf the Grey is the better option, because if you're going for the Fellowship sort of as a whole, they were only really as a whole when he was Gandalf the Grey. Because when he became Gandalf the White, Boromir was dead by then, so you don't have a full Fellowship. And I think I'd like to see him going again for the sort of in battle poses. I thought, well, if they put him sort of in battle with his staff, they could then do Saruman in battle with his staff, and you could pair them up as the fight inside Orthanc itself. The two great wizards clashing in battle. So I thought that's a possible concept there, and it's also one that, again, you correct me on this, but from memory I can't recall that being done. So it would be potentially an original one. And as we've seen with Prime 1, they are now sort of doing odd pieces where you can have pieces join up, the Witch King and the Fell Beast, the Night King with the two Army of the Dead members on the back, and obviously other pieces as well. So it could potentially be Gandalf in battle with his staff, and then they do Saruman also, and you buy the two pieces and they pair up lovely. So that's a concept I'd like to see. I think that would look superb. Potentially that could look superb. So I hope, Cheesecake, that's answered your question on that. Those are my sort of what I think they may do and what I'd like to see them do. So, okay, you'll have to let me know what you think of them. Okay, next question. Now, Kyle asked, what sort of scene from the books that weren't in the films would I like to have seen in the films? Now, as soon as you asked that question, it was a very, very obvious answer jumped straight into my head. Now, I can remember when I read the books, the first bit where it got eerie and creepy and tense was when the hobbits arrived at the Barrow Downs and fell asleep, and it was basically Frodo was the only one who managed to stay awake to call for Tom Bombadil to come and rescue them. Now, I actually went to the Barrow Downs in, I think it's Warwickshire, again, correct me if I'm wrong, because I live in Shropshire and I'm sandwiched by the counties that sort of, a lot of the places that were sort of, people say inspired or potentially inspired certain scenes in Lord of the Rings, inspired Tolkien, and there is actually a place called Barrow Down, and I went there. I think I was quite young. My parents took me there, if I remember rightly, and I can't remember the name of the place. I'm sure it's in Warwickshire though. And funny enough, I live in a county called Shropshire, and we've got a hill called the Wrekin, and it sits on a very flat plateau, and there's this hill. And there's a local legend about that. It was some dirt that fell off a giant's shovel. But in more modern sort of culture, if you like, it was always sort of rumoured that it was Tolkien's inspiration for Mount Doom, because you've got this mountain that sits literally on flat land. And people even used to rumour that the Wrekin itself used to be a volcano. It wasn't, even though I believe they found volcanic rock there. It was never it is a hill. So yeah, so I've got that sort of on my doorstep. But I can remember, because when I read just a little bit of local information for you there, totally irrelevant to the answer. Because I'd been to these Barrow Downs, I knew what they were. So when I read it in the book, I kind of knew, because I'd seen them. I didn't find out that they were the potential inspiration for the Barrow Downs until much later in life. But I loved that bit. I loved that bit of the book, and also because that was where Tom found the daggers of for those of you who don't know, he found the daggers of the Dunedain, because the Dunedain were fighting the Witch King when he was at Angmar, and they basically made these daggers which could injure him, which was why when Merry stabs the Witch King with one of these Dunedain daggers, it actually injured him. I believe it robbed him of some of his power. It made him vulnerable anyway to Eowyn's attack. So, but I'm sure, if my memory serves me right, when I watched Peter Jackson talking, they felt that they didn't need to put Tom Bombadil in the film, because he didn't really put any weight to where the story was going, which I kind of agree with. But for me, I loved that part of the book. I say it was the first part that was really creepy and eerie for me, and I can just remember the very first time I read that book, it was so dark and eerie, and I visualised it in my head so well. And I can literally remember the first time I went and saw the film at the cinema, which was the opening day, the very first showing actually. I can remember sitting there thinking, oh, they're at Bree, or we're not getting the Barrow Downs. I can clearly remember thinking that. So yeah, that part, I wish that part had been in the film. Okay, now the Witch King asked me, what is my dream statue that has never been made? And who would I like it made by, if it were to be? Now this, again, is an easy one. Now, before a load of you jump up and listen to what I'm going to say, because I'm well aware of the PCS one, which is a quarter scale, I would love, this is my dreams above anything and everything else. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Conan, the Destroyer, because it's my favourite of the two films, which I know is quite an unpopular thing because everybody loves Barbarian, but Destroyer's always been my favourite. My favourite as a kid, it's my favourite now. Half scale. In that pose he does, you know, where he's on the field and he's fighting the captain of the elite guard, my favourite scene from the film. The number of times I've watched that scene, literally pretty much any pose he picks prior to when they're both stood facing each other before they go into the sword fight, you know, like that, half scale, silicone, hand punched hair, and either Queen Studios or Infinity Studios, either of those two guys doing that in half scale, that would be my dream statue. I don't care what price tag they put on it, I would buy that. If I had to sell multiple pieces to pay for it, I would. That to me would be my absolute dream statue. I think that would look awesome, absolutely fantastic. Now, there's only one other question I was asked, which was by Slash, who basically asked, next time I do a room tour, can I also go around and show areas where I haven't got statues yet, or where I'm going to display statues, or where I'm going to do things? I mean, I can do that, mate, of course I can. It's no problem at all. It's just, I don't know how interesting showing you empty shelf space and an empty coffee table, which is down there, and I've got a big area there with nothing in it at the moment. I've not got any lighting set up, and the same upstairs. I have not ordered, like, I'm having certain like plinths made and things like that to display things on, but I need to wait till the statues arrive so I can get an accurate measurement for them. So, you know, for example, the fireplace down there where I've got a rug at the moment, I'm going to have a small plinth made if it's ever done, because I want, if ever someone does the Witch King, no smaller than quarter scale, the Witch King, Mouth of Sauron on horseback, quarter scale or above, he will go there on a very low, small plinth, and that's where he'll go. So there's one place. That's my dream spot for him. He will be there front of show. So there's lots and lots of places where I'm going to have stuff and put stuff, but a lot of it is I tend to wait until I've got the piece, and then I sort of shuffle pieces around and decide where I'm going to put them. I mean, you'll notice behind me I'm constantly changing what's going on the shelves there. I mean, I've sold the 6 scale Nazgul there on the bottom, so he's going, so there'll be something going down there. So it's a constant moving around and changing things. But yeah, I mean, if you want me to do it, I'll do it. So thanks to you guys for those questions. I hope I've answered them okay. The only other thing to tell you all is that I should be getting the Prime 1 Legolas, should be shipping very, very soon. Payment's gone, paid through, confirmed the address and all that stuff. So it's normally a week from doing that. So it will be a week, I think, Monday or Tuesday. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, Prime 1 Legolas will be here, so we'll be unboxing and a review on that. That's it really for this video, guys. So like I say, Legolas, hopefully all being well, will be here in a couple of weeks time, so looking forward to doing that one. Obviously I'll have some videos coming up in between now and then. I'm also going to be appearing on another YouTube channel. More information on that when a bit nearer to the time, guys. I'll let you know the channel and what time and everything else, obviously, and I'll give you links and all that. So I've got to finalise it with Mike. But yeah, so that's it for this video. So if you've enjoyed the video, as always, please give it a like. Anything at all, anything you want to ask, any comment, anything, shoot it in the comments below, guys. You know I always love to get the comments from you, and it goes without saying, if you haven't done already, please consider subscribing to the channel. That would be superb. And that's it from me. I hope you all have a great Saturday even, it's Saturday today, and a great Sunday tomorrow, and enjoy your weekend, whatever it is you might be doing, and I will catch you all in the coming week. Take care of yourselves. Thanks as ever for watching, guys. Really appreciate it, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Ta-ra.